A new scientific truth does not triumph by convincing its opponents and making them see the light, but rather because its opponents eventually die, and a new generation grows up that is familiar with it. Science cannot solve the ultimate mystery of nature, and that is because, in the last analysis, we ourselves are part of nature, and therefore part of the mystery that we are trying to solve. Anybody who has been seriously engaged in scientific work of any kind realizes that over the entrance to the gates of the Temple of Science are written the words, "Ye must have faith." Experiment is the only means of knowledge at our disposal. The rest is poetry, imagination. I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness. We cannot get behind consciousness. Everything that we talk about, everything that we regard as existing, postulates consciousness. There can never be any real opposition between religion and science, for the one is the complement of the other. Science advances one funeral at a time. In all my research, I have never come across matter. To me, the term matter implies a bundle of energy which is given form by an intelligent spirit. Every advance in knowledge brings us face to face with the mystery of our own being. The scientist needs an artistically creative imagination. Scientific discovery and scientific knowledge have been achieved only by those who have gone in pursuit of them, without any practical purpose whatsoever in view. What seems today inconceivable will appear one day from a higher standpoint, quite simple and harmonious. It is impossible to make a clear cut between science, religion, and art. The whole is never equal simply to the sum of its various parts. An experiment is a question which science poses to nature, and a measurement is the recording of nature's answer. New scientific ideas never spring from a communal body, however organized, but rather from the head of an individually inspired researcher. There is a real world independent of our senses. The laws of nature were not invented by man, but forced on him by the natural world. The roots of exact science feed in the soil of human life. We cannot hope to find what is assumed not to be existent. Natural science wants man to learn. Religion wants him to act. It is never possible to predict a physical occurrence with unlimited precision. No science can rest its foundation on the dependability of single human individuals. Self-determination is given to us by our consciousness and is not limited by any causal law. Experiments are the only means of knowledge at our disposal. The rest is poetry, imagination. Conscientiousness and truth are as necessary in research in pure science as in practical life. The measure of the value of a new hypothesis in physics is not its obviousness, but its utility. the assumption of an absolute determinism is the essential foundation of every scientific inquiry. Since Galileo's time, physics has achieved its greatest success by rejecting all teleological methods. I had always looked upon the search for the absolute as the noblest and most worthwhile task of science. A scientist is happy, not in resting on his attainments, but in the steady acquisition of fresh knowledge. The entire world we apprehend through our senses is no more than a tiny fragment in the vastness of nature. The chief law of physics, the pinnacle of the whole system, is, in my opinion, the principle of least action. Religion belongs to that realm that is inviolable before the law of causation and therefore closed to science. In physics, as in every other science, common sense alone is not supreme. There must also be a place for reason. Every measurement first acquires its meaning for physical science through the significance which a theory gives it. Far-sighted theologians are now working to mine the eternal metal from the teachings of Jesus and to forge it for all time. Science is not contemplative repose amidst knowledge already gained, but is indefatigable work and an ever-progressive development. If one wishes to obtain a definite answer from nature, one must attack the question from a more general and less selfish point of view. If we did not have faith, but could solve puzzles in life by an application of human reason, what an unbearable burden life would be. It is not the possession of truth, but the success which attends the seeking after it, that enriches the seeker and brings happiness to him. A process which in no manner can be completely reversed, I called a natural one. The term for it in universal use today is irreversible. In all cases, the quantum hypothesis has given rise to the idea that in nature, changes occur which are not continuous but of an explosive nature. The quantum hypothesis will eventually find its exact expression in certain